Oh, yes, a new John Carney film. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the Apple TV original movie Flora and Son. This is the newest film from director John Carney. So this film, Flora and Son, follows a character named Flora, who's played by Hewson, who basically had a kid at a very young age with a gentleman that she's now estranged to, who's played by Reynor. And her son Max is kind of a troublemaker, and she just doesn't know what to do with him. And then she's just kind of living her free-willing lifestyle and not really having a purpose. And then one day she comes across a guitar that basically gives her some purpose in a lot of ways, where she, in the process of looking through YouTube, comes across this character named Jeff, who's played by Gordon-Levitt. And as most John Carney films do, there is a musical aspect that kind of makes the soul of this film kind of transform, so that she learns to play the guitar, she starts to befriend, and a little bit of a love romance with the Joseph Gordon-Levitt character, as well as trying to take care of her son, who's very much into the rap scene of today's culture, and so on and so forth, as well as being a young kid, being in love with this young woman. And it basically is a movie where people learn to kind of express themselves through a passion of theirs, whether it be music or whether it be of anything of that nature, and so on and so forth. So basically what ends up happening is it's a film about what do we do when we find something that we truly are inspired by, and that's what this film, like most John Carney films, do. And so I'm very excited to see this film, as you can tell from my talking. I have a little bit of a cold, so I do apologize. But this film I've been really anticipating since Sundance, for the simple reason is I'm a huge John Carney fan. He's only done 4 films, and he did a TV show. But all 4 of his films are fantastic, or at least all 3 that I had seen up to this point are fantastic. Once was a film that really moved me. It's a very low budget, but very inspiring film that won an Oscar. And then, he did Begin Again, which of course had Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo. And then eventually he did Sing Street, which I think is an underrated film that really inspires a lot of the nature of young kids and the nature of romantic interests. That's what these movies do. They take that music and kind of inspire it into people. And so with this film, we lean back into the nature of what that is. And once again, I was really looking forward to it. I didn't know much about it because I hadn't watched a trailer for it, but I knew it premiered at Sundance, and I knew it was directed by John Carney, and I've been waiting for a new film from him for quite a while. So now that I've gotten a chance to see this, and I got a chance to see it a couple weeks before it premieres on Apple TV Plus, and then of course it'll be in limited release in theaters. My honest feeling of this film is I think it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite films of this year. I think once again John Carney is just an absolutely delightful director to watch. He takes this really soulful approach to music making and uses it to full effect, and grabbing at your heartstrings and grabbing the soul of the person and running it through the music and allowing the individual to express themselves through the words that they write on the screen. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is just there to teach, but he starts to bring out this kind of soulful nature and this kind of inspirational nature of the Hewson, Flora character. And she is able to use that in a well-produced way of getting into kind of being with her son. They are very at ends, odds and ends, her son and herself, because they are so close to an age. She's only 14 years older than him because of how young she was, but there's a way for these two to connect that there was never before. And on top of that, Reynor's character plays a musician from a pretty popular, it seems like a long time ago, but a pretty popular band at some point. And it's just really interesting to see, how John Carney structures these movies, because they are very of a type. They're very, at this point, very formulaic when it comes to his storytelling aspects. But what I think works is just kind of the humanistic approach and the storytelling approach, and just how real it feels and how authentic. Yes, it is a little fantastical. I mean, you look at Sing Street and you look at Once, there is a fantastical nature of people at different ends of the world who can never seem to be together, but seem to find a common interest and common ground. And that's what I truly loved about this film, as well as his other films. I just think it's a remarkable feat to do, just be able to kind of strike the same ground and just be able to do it. And it really works. works. It's a very simple movie. It's not like the most like, you know, complicated thing you'll ever watch, because it literally is about two individuals that connect through music and connect through their love of this idea. And I found it so great. I think Hewson, who's been in a couple things, is fantastic. She is somebody has put a lot of weight on her shoulders when it comes to, you know, the nature of who she is. She's a drunk. She's a cigarette smoker. She's dealing with a son that's, you know, almost her age when she had her, you know, when she had him. And she's dealing with this estranged husband that she still wants to kind of connect with. She's dealing with like poverty, you know, issues. She's dealing with somebody that she's starting to fall for on the internet through YouTube, and it just, there's a lot of moving pieces. I think the character of Max, though he is a little on the simple side when it comes to the character, really has emotional arc to it. And I think Jack Reynor is just becoming a staple for John Carney, and he really works. And then you, like I said, Joseph Gordon-Levitt feels like a Mark Ruffalo, or, you know, feels like one of those characters that you would see in a John Carney film that just kind of fills the purpose. And I think there is a connection there. I love the idea of like using the Apple Mac or the Apple notebook or whatever to kind of convey the feelings. And then I love how they use Joseph Gordon-Levitt, bringing him into the scene, so it looks like they're talking one-on-one with another. It's a really cool effect. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really fun. And it's just an overall, you know, enjoyable movie. I think the music's absolutely fantastic. I think John Carney as a songwriter and a musician is very unique. I think, once again, if you go back and look at it once, or you look at the Broadway show once, or you look at, like I said, Sing Street, the songs are just uniquely done and uniquely talented, and they're well written and well produced and very heartfelt and very soulful. And he's a director unlike a lot of directors you'll find out there, and it's why I appreciate what he does. And even though his films do sometimes feel the same, which is a little bit of a negative, I think there is a quality to it which I really enjoyed. So overall, this film, which is Flora and Son, is a fantastic little simple film with a lot of great messages, a really great score, a really great theme, some great songs, and I think it's a winner. It's going to be on my top 10 list for sure, because I really, really love this film. It really touched me, like a lot of John Carney's films do, and it's just another winner in my book, and I can't wait to see what John Carney does next at this point. So with that said, that is my take on Flora and Son, the new movie that will premiere on Apple TV Plus here soon on September 29th. So there you go. That's my take on the film. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Comments below. What is your favorite John Carney film? Do you like John Carney? Do you like Once or Sing Street? Let me know what your favorite song is. All that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell. Top the fun's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.